In this video we are gonna analyze the civil war between Manchester United and Leeds United at Old Trafford. Leeds' tactics off the ball were clever, but on the second half Ten Hag's tactics saved Man United. Just in the first seconds we saw the aggressiveness from Leeds United, where Dalot tried to play with Bruno Fernandes fast because he's pressed. As he received pressed, he tried to overcome McCain, and with a touch inside, he got right of him. Nevertheless, he's surrounded by 3 players and Bruno Fernandes lost the ball. As Varane tried to support Bruno Fernandes, he was out of position. Therefore, Bamford is between Dalot and Martinez. He had great combination with Gnonto, thus Bamford attracts to 3 players, but also Fred is in the right position to cover the opponent. Yet he didn't understand the movement of the opponent because he will moved forward and gave space to the opponent. Now as we can see, Martinez is waiting for the next movement, but when he realized that Gnonto will shoot, it's late. When Man United tried to play out from the back, they used their 4 defenders to give width to the team. However, Sabitzer was surrounded by 6 players, therefore they couldn't progress through the central channels. When the center backs tried to play to the fullbacks, Leeds United was more aggressive because Harrison jumped over Varane and Leeds winger will go over Dalot. McCain will jump over Sabitzer, Adams will be also covering the central channel to cover Fred, Bamford was over Martinez and Sinisterra was over Shaw. Sometimes Man United was able to beat this pressure, but they had similar troubles on Leeds United's half. Manchester United was playing with 3 at the back, yet Leeds strikers would go over them and also covered the passing lines. Sabitzer was still surrounded by 6 players and Adams was close to him. Meanwhile, Sinisterra and McCain were covering to Shaw and Fred. As Adams was close to Sabitzer, the only free man in the central channels was Bruno Fernandes. Therefore Dalot tried to play with him, but Adams was faster. Man United's best chances came thanks to Alejandro Garnacho, and also it was a war in the midfield because both teams were aggressive to recover the ball. Fred won the duel against Adams. Weghorst received the ball and he attracted to 1 center back. Therefore this created a space between Leeds fullback and center back that Garnacho already detected. Bruno Fernandes is free to receive the ball in the midfield. When he received the ball, it's amazing how he already detected the space that Alejandro Garnacho would take advantage, and on first touch he played a great through ball. Garnacho was 1-1 against the goalkeeper and he knew that he has to move outside to get right of him. And when this happened, he's ready to shoot, but he detected that Ayling will try to cover his shoot, so he made a great flick and shoot, but Leeds defender saved it. The first minutes of the second half, Leeds United was more aggressive and had more intensity to recover the ball. Thus, Garnacho was surrounded by 3 players and no one is supporting him because Rashford and Weghorst are trying to run forward. Also, Bruno Fernandes and Fred are far from him and no one is supporting him. As a consequence, when he lost the ball, there is a passing line between Bruno and Sabitzer. Also, there are 2 players free on the left side and Dalot is out of position because he should have run over them. When that through ball is played, there is a 2 versus 1 against Dalot, since Bruno Fernandes and Varane are far from him and Martinez is trying to cover the penalty spot. Therefore it was easy to get right of Dalot and play a through ball, and bad luck for Varane who deflected it. As a consequence, Man United tried to have variations in their offensive structure. First, they were with a 1-4-3-3, where Sabitzer joined Bruno Fernandes and Garnacho was on the right side and Rashford on the left. Also, it was important the timing because Martinez attracted to the opponent's strikers and this free to Dalot. Thanks to that, he received with time and space. Meanwhile, Bruno Fernandes moved close to Garnacho to create a 2 versus 1 against the opponent's fullback. When Garnacho received the ball, Bruno moved forward and this created a space for Garnacho, and he ran between 4 players and was stopped. Another variation that Man United used was with 2 centre-backs. Shaw moved to the midfield with Fred and Sabitzer, Dalot was playing wide, Pellistri came in and tried to play on the half space, Bruno Fernandes tried to be close to Rashford and Pellistri, and Sancho was playing wide. This helped the strikers to arrive to the final third with advantage, because they only had 1 player over them. The first goal for Manchester United started with Fred, who played fast with Sabitzer, who received with space, and he detected that Bamford is coming to him, so he made a great movement with the ball and got right of him. But also he saw a second striker that is running to him, and he knows that if he got right of him, he will have a space in the midfield. Therefore, he ran to the space and played with Pellistri, who had only 1 man over him. When he received the ball, he used very well his body to protect the ball and kept moving forward, while he was waiting for Diego Dalot. When Dalot received with a space on the right flank, Rashford is on the penalty spot and he saw the space between Leeds centre-backs. Dalot played a great cross and Rashford jumped higher than his mark. After that, Man United had the control of the game and they started to press higher. Shaw recovered the ball and he kept running with the ball. He attracted to 3 players and freed Sancho on the left side. But also Fred, Rashford, Bruno and Pellistri had only 1 player over them. Thus he played with Sancho and kept running. Sancho detected the space between Leeds players and played a great through ball. As Shaw received with space, he tried to play backwards with Bruno, Rashford or Fred. However, there was a deflection and Sancho picked up the ball. 2 Leeds United's players were covering to the goalkeeper, therefore Sancho shot strongly and scored. Leave your thoughts about this game, don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching. This video is brought to you by Metrica Sports, the fundamental tool for every coach and analyst. Create and manage all your video analysis in one platform. Use coupon NasirSelad at checkout for a 10% discount. This video is brought to you by Metrica Sports, the fundamental tool for every coach and analyst. Create and manage all your video analysis in one platform. Use coupon NasirSelad at checkout for a 10% discount.